Okay, so hey, please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Please comment to our channel. So today's topic is about being relevant. Yes, I have been relevant since 98 to 2019, I take it, and didn't know about it. So please tune in. You might want to hear this is just some drama that I'm just now hearing about, as far as being more up to date. So listen in onto this, and just shows you how supposed to be friends and them doing dirt on you comes back on them, but through you, I guess. I don't know. Stay tuned. Hey, it's your girl Nashara, and I am back with another video. Okay, so I want you guys to come take a ride with me, listen to me, talk to me, like, subscribe, share this video, comment down below. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about a little drama, okay? Just drama. And it's some drama that stems from 22 years ago, 23 years ago. My son is 21 now. Okay, so I'm not knowing the drama is still in existence. I know the one who started the drama still has some issues with me, but I didn't know that it was still in effect of her. Like, I didn't know it was still I just didn't know it was still going to be the highlight of all these years. Here it is, 2019. My son was born in 98. Her son was born in 97. Okay, so I get a phone call, and through the grapevine that I have let me go back. Okay, so in high school, my oldest son's father and I, we started dating, and then I ended up getting pregnant and had my son after high school. But before I ended up getting pregnant, someone that was supposedly a friend of mine, she gets kicked out by her grandma, because she was pregnant, but she was pregnant by someone else, a family member. So she gets kicked out. Now, we know this because she was always at my house. Oh gosh, what is going on? She was always at my house. So we knew what was the real. She came off this little innocent person, and she been through this and that in her life and all this fun stuff. Oh gosh, no, what does it matter? I have to figure this lightning stuff out. So she came off as this innocent person that, I'm gonna have to keep my hand like this. I have to figure this out because I'm not sure what to do. So anyway, she came off as she was this best friend and blah blah this and blah blah that. Now, oh wait, I'm skipping the most important part out. Okay, so when I very first brought her to meet my mom, my mom didn't like her. My mom did not like her, and she told me to never bring that girl back to her house. And I was like, Lord, the girl just walked in the door. And she was like, Nashara, I do not like her. How she's supposed to be your friend, and she's sneaking behind your back telling on you. So what she was telling was, every morning I was a late bird. I did not like to get up early. And so And so I would put my makeup on at the bus stop. And so she thought I was sneaking and putting on makeup. But me being young, I'm not realizing she called herself telling on me. And so anyway, so my mom told me, do not bring that girl back to that house. She do not like her. She do not want to see her. Any of that. And I'm like, good Lord, she didn't even get a girl a chance. And she was like, Nashara, I do not like that. And so when she was telling my mom was like, well, what are you telling on her for? Like, if that's supposed to be your friend, why are you telling on her? And she was like, and yes, I do know she wears makeup. And so anyway, so time goes by, and then I'm sneaking being friends with the girl. And then I begged my mom to let her come back around. She did not want to do it. Ooh, that woman didn't want to do that. But she did it anyway because I was her baby. And so, anyway, so she went on and accepted the fact, but she didn't like her. So anyway, as time went by, she ended up, getting used to her and all that stuff. So then the grandmother kicked her out because she was pregnant in high school. And plus the fact that the baby was by a family member. Okay, so she come stay with us. Now, staying with us, she didn't have the same rules as me. So my mom sheltered me. My mom made sure that I wasn't being no hot mess. Now, if I was trying to be a hot mess, it was because I was sneaking out to be a hot mess, not because she was allowing me to. But okay, so my mom wasn't having it. My mother was not about to be raising no fast ass girl. If I was about to be fast, it was because I chose to be fast. And so when the girl get kicked out, she come stay with us. So she didn't really have no rules for her, but she just told her, if you're gonna be out late, don't come knocking on my door, just stay out. And I think she probably told her she had to be back in by 10. I don't know, but it wasn't flying with me. Shit, the shower. When I did do something, I had to take my brother with me and all this shit, so I wasn't about to be fast up under her watch. So anyway, moving a little forward, she have her baby. My mom at the hospital with her. My mom names the baby. My mom names the baby. Okay? The whole name. And was there for the whole shebang. So can't nobody say otherwise. So anywho, moving a little forward. Now I have my son, and I went off to college, and then found out I was pregnant, and then I came back home, and then let's see. Oh, and then so Christmas time rolled around. Me and his father, not even been stopped messing around, and I take my son to go see him for Christmas. And his sister was there, and that was my first time meeting his sister. So anyway, she's sitting on the couch, we talking, and he's taking like hella long to come from the back, and I'm like, what the hell, why is he taking so long? I'm not understanding what was going on. He used to fly by that house. When I first had my son, he used to ride by the house every goddamn day. I mean, he would be flying past that house. He used to have a Z, and you can hear that motherfucker from a mile away. He used to be zooming, and he'll just float by every day. And me being pregnant, hormonal still, my baby's still young, I wanted to see him. I couldn't see him physically, so I could see him just flying by. Like they gave me something. So anyway, so then let's see. Oh, y'all turning with me, y'all. I had to prop my phone up a certain kind of way. So anyway, I go for Christmas, and he taking forever in his room. Like, he was showering, brushing his hair. Like, he was doing the most. And I couldn't understand why he was taking so long to come out. So me and the sister talking, and she was like, oh my gosh, she said, thank you for bringing the baby by, and this and that. And then I happened to look up on the fireplace. Now, him and the girl who was supposed to be my friend, her and her brother, now they've been knowing him since childhood. I didn't know him since childhood. I didn't even know him until I got into 8th grade. So I hadn't even heard of him before. And so I look up on the fireplace and I see the girl's son picture up there. And in my mind, I was like, wait, what is he doing up there? But I was like, well, they have been knowing each other since childhood. So my first thought was, ain't nothing wrong with her son being up there. But then it was still mind-boggling. So I was like, I know that little boy right there. And his sister was like, who? And I said, such and such. And she was like, you know him? I said, yeah, I'm best friends with his mom. And she was like, best friends? I was like, yeah. And I'm like, what the hell? And she was like, y'all best friends too? Like, yes. And I'm like, what the hell is she asking me that for? Like, why is she asking me like that? My brain was not thinking what was getting ready to be said to me. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I said yes. I said that's such and such, and his mom is such and such. And she was like, she was puzzled. She could not figure it out. When I say that girl couldn't figure it out, she could not figure out how the hell me and the girl is best friends. And I was like, well, why? And she said, y'all best friends to this day. And I'm like, yes, we are best friends to this day. She said, you and this girl is best friends to this day. And I'm like, shit, now I'm really starting to worry. And I'm like, yes, why? And she said, because this is his baby. This is his other baby. And I was like, other? First of all, I didn't even know about other. And oh my gosh, when I realized that she was not playing, when I realized he was not coming out that room for that particular reason, oh my gosh, when I say something just took over me and I couldn't figure out what the fuck, when I say a whole something in me came over me, up out of me, and through me and up out of me, I'm like, oh, hell to the no. I said, first of all, the first thing that ran through my mind was her telling me that she was dating this guy and I never got to meet the guy. That was the first thing. The second thing was me thinking about my mama didn't like the bitch from the get-go. And my mama being at that hospital with her all that time because her family didn't want to have shit to do with her grandma, I should say. I don't know about the rest of them, but we're going to talk about that grandma. Oh my gosh, so much ran through my mind. So finally, I'm like, boy, would you come on out this room? Like, what's going on? So I'm leaving. He finally come on out. And then so I'm asking him, I'm like, so what is this your sister is telling me? Like, what is this? And he was like, well, did you ask her? I said, no, I'm not asking her a motherfucking thing. What is this? You know, tell me something. He was like, I think you should ask her. So I'm like, oh, okay, so it's one of those type of games. So from that moment on, up until my son probably got about 3, I ain't talked to him, period. Okay, so now me and her still friends. And I'm thinking, I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna keep my composure, talk to this girl so that I can get some understanding? Because I'm not understanding. Like, I mean, I am not understanding. Anyhow, some time rolled by. Okay, so now she's not living with us no more. She had been placed in a foster home up in the city, and this, that, and the third. So now, mind you, she's still telling me she's messing with some dude she met in San Francisco now. Still haven't met him. And, but she's always in our town. Always in our city. Okay, so poor little naive Nashara still ain't knowing nothing. So one day she calls out the blue, because we had stopped talking for a minute when she first went into the foster place. And she called, no, I was calling her, and then she finally called me or something like that. I can't really remember. But anyway, so I'm asking her, when is she going to be back in town? And she was like, I don't know, I'm going to come, whatever. But she never came, because she can tell in my voice something was wrong, but she didn't know what to think was wrong. Because she kept asking me, was I all right? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, I just wanted to know when you come so I could see the baby or whatever. And but she knew something, but she just didn't know what. She knew something, she just didn't know quite what. And okay, so now let's move on past that. Oh, so then she finally came. No, we're not gonna move past. She finally came, but it was a couple of months later. And my mom had just left, and I was at home giving my baby a bath. And she come knocking on the door, and I'm in the kitchen. I just cleaned the kitchen. Fresh knife, sharp knife laid on the kitchen counter and stuff like that. And so she come in. She hesitated. She stayed at that door though. She knew something. I don't know. She knew something. And I was in the kitchen. I told her, come on in the kitchen. So she stood at the kitchen door, which was not far from the front door. And she was like, what's going on? He. And I'm like, nothing. I was like, so what's this? I hear that your baby is his. And she was like, what are you talking about? I said, girl, don't play with me. I said, do not play with me. I said, you've been holding this game up for a very long time, so the games is over with. I said, do not play with me. So I got my baby, wrapped him up in that towel, and I said, I want to know the real. I said, I didn't went over there for Christmas, seen your baby pictures up there, and I want to know what the hell going on. And she still tried to play. I picked that knife up. Good thing the Lord and my mama came talking to me. And she was like, so, and then she gonna try to nut up and switch the damn game up, talking about, so are you trying to tell me that your baby and my baby's is brothers? I said, bitch, get the fuck out. Please get the fuck out. And she stood there. So I started walking towards her. I said, you got 2 seconds to get the fuck out of my house, and I don't never want to see you again. Because if I see you again without my baby and without the bull being, just on the hype of me saving self, I said, bitch, I'm going to whoop that ass. So she left, and then she called. And she was trying to talk stuff, trying to say, not talk shit, but she was just like, so trying to ask me about them being brothers, and I hung up the phone in her face. So now time rolled by. A couple of years later, I seen her at the bus stop, and I slowed down. It was traffic where we live on University during traffic time. I was in the far left lane, and I just happened to look over, and she was at the bus stop, so I slowed down. Me being me, at the time when I was in my fighting stage, me being me, I slowed down, waited till some of them cars moved, and I said, bitch, I'll be right back to whoop your motherfucking ass. So I was like, oh, traffic, please hurry up. So I went home to take my baby home. He was about, I don't know how old he was, 3, 4, I don't know. When dropped him, I said, mama, watch him, I'll be right back. And that bitch was gone from that bus stop. Because it wasn't it was too, she didn't have time to get on that bus. That bus hadn't came yet. So I knew she hadn't got on that bus. That bitch hurry up and went back to that grandma house. So then, next thing you know, probably some hours later, we get a knock on the door. And it's her cousin, because she didn't lie to the cousin, girl. She didn't lie to the cousin and told the cousin that me and my mama and my mama friend tried to jump her at the bus stop and this, and that. Bitch, it wouldn't have been no trying. And plus, I don't need nobody to help jump nothing. But if it was 3 of us, why would there be trying? Trying wouldn't even be a part of that. You just would have been getting your ass whooped by 3 women. So my mom had to calm her cousin down, because the cousin, mad and irate. And I don't blame her. She had every right reason to be mad. But at least come find out first. Listen to the story, because if that was the case, then my mom would have been beating your ass. So, now mind you, she hadn't already told us some story about her own cousin. And talking about her own cousin, she wasn't even supposed to be telling that business. So when my mama got through with that cousin, that knocked that cousin on her feet. She didn't know what to do. And so now she mad at the cousin, the girl, because the girl done told her business. And then by the time we got through telling what was the real, then she looking like a cat shot in the ass, because now her cousin and got her into some bullshit that she didn't even know what was true. She didn't even know that the cousin was just starting a whole bunch of bullshit. So the girl starting bullshit. And then it's okay. So now let's go forward while we talking. What's the reason I'm bringing this up? So I'm not knowing I'm just still relevant in this girl's life. But let me say this. When the story finally came out about her and my son's father being together, my mom said, you know what? One day you are going to be able to get front row seats. She said, because when a female do something like that to somebody they call their friend, and then messing with the man that you was with or whatever y'all had going, even though y'all young, he's not going to treat her right. He's never going to trust her. He's never going to respect her, because she knew about you. I don't care what y'all situation was. She knew about you, and he knows that she was living with us and this, and that. And she said, oh, Nashara, just wait. You will get front row seat whenever it go down. She said, it might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be next year, but I promise you, you are going to get front row seat. And that stuck with me. At the time, I didn't want to hear it. At the time, I didn't want to hear it, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to kill them. But it was supposed to work out the way it did, because he wasn't no good for me, no way, or my son. Okay, now, here it is, 2019. This was in 98, 90. Oh, I went off to college, so let's say 99. 99 when the shit hit the fan. No, wait, when did I get back? No. That had been 98 March. So I took them for Christmas. Yeah, so 98 of Christmas. And that's when everything hit the fan. So anyway, so here it is, 2019. And I'm getting a phone call through the grapevine that I am still relevant to this girl. But before this phone call, why my son's father hit me like some months prior and give me the whole spiel of their relationship, of what she done to their relationship to cause them to get a divorce. So she cheated on him, ran off with some dude to Vegas, thought she was about to live the life of luxury, left her kids behind, and all that, because now they do have 2 kids, I think, to get 2 or 3 kids together, I don't know. Come to find out, the oldest boy is not his. Okay, so yeah, that was, oh, I missed all that part. Okay, so she saying that her oldest son was his. I forgot to say that part. That's why that part was relevant, about my mom being at the hospital. So, yeah. So, her oldest son is not his. Her oldest son is who the baby is named after. Anyhow, so he sorry, God, I'm so dry mouth. He calls me. I mean, he tells me the whole details. Now, he wanted to get back with me. He wanted to get back with me to throw it up in her face. Now, if I wasn't in no relationship, I definitely would have done it. I would have been a part of that parade. So help me. And I know it ain't the right thing to do, but I bet you I would have been part of that parade. Just for the simple fact that my mama told me that one day I would be able to have front row seat. Even though the front row seat does not cause for me to be in the show, I just would have did it just because. So now, he tells me the whole lowdown. I mean, he tells me everything, blow by blow. And I told him, I'm sorry that it happened to you. I'm not even mad no more. Ben, stop being mad. I don't have no hate for neither one of y'all or none of that. And so he's still begging and pleading and all that stuff. I'm like, I can't, I can't. But inside, I'm like, ooh. And then he kept mentioning that he was going to get some money. And I'm like, well, why he keep telling me about this money? He must want me to have some. And so, shoot, then I got to thinking, I'm like, well, wait a minute. My son could use some of that. But my son told me, no, Mom, don't get involved with that. That's old. He wasn't there. And he's still not going to be here. So leave it alone. So I left it alone. Okay, now he done moved on to find somebody else. Okay, so now there's one particular female that was friends with all of us. Well, you know how people move on. But I couldn't figure out why, what happened. So this one particular female, I guess, chose to be friends with her, as I hear through the grapevine. She didn't choose me because of the situation. So what the story was told to her was that I knew that, I guess, the supposed to be friend was messing with him first, and I went behind her back, and this and that. I guess, I don't know. But the story of it is today is that I ruined her marriage. And I'm pregnant. Or I have a baby, but I'm having a baby by him. Some shit. No, honey. I do not want him. Have been stopped wanting him probably since my son turned 2, 3. I don't know. I can't remember how long it lasted. But no, honey. Your husband has been coming for me for years. When he would have you on the phone with me, trying to set it up so you can hear the conversation, honey, that was all him. Shira didn't want none of that. I didn't want no more, but I talk to him. I keep the little hoofla going if that's what he did. That's what he want. But honey, no, I do not want him, because he did not do nothing good for my son. So while he was over there taking care of y'all, I was raising my son. And so I'm still relevant to this girl. So this girl did that behind my back. And so I guess she thinking we still messing around. I don't know. I mean, to this day, I'm not sure. I don't know how I broke up their marriage, because I'm with her cousin. So yes, I guess I still am going to be relevant some kind of way. So I guess she's mad about that. But don't do that. Don't do that. Because I give 2 shits about you. When I see you, I do speak. I sure do. Because I am not mad, honey. I do not want him. You wanted him, and you got him. But the only thing to it was you fucked that up. You did that to self. You did that to self. You thought you were doing something because you saw something good he was doing for me. But he didn't like that. Men don't like that about women. Men don't like that about women. And so here it is, 2019, and I'm still relevant to this bitch because of what you done. So for the one who's saying she chose her, I'm glad you chose her. I am so glad you chose her. That was the best thing you could have done for me. I'm so glad. But I made this video because people go through life and they run after the mess. People run after drama. People love it. People love it. People love it. People love it. But I never was full of drama. I never was. Never. People like my attitude, people like my vibe, but I never was the messy one. And I'm so glad you chose to be on her side. I'm so glad. But a real woman, a real friend would have came and said, hey girl, I heard such and such and such and such. Even if you had to be a little messy. Being a little messy is okay. But what you should have done is came to me and asked me, hey girl, wait a minute, I've been hearing through the grapevine that such and such. And then you listen to what I have to say. Then you choose your battles. But I am so glad you chose hers. I am so glad that you chose to go her way. Because in the end, she is never a friend. Because the same one that chose to be her friend is the same one that's been showing up to my parties. Is the same one that's been showing up to my function. Is the same one who still talks to me. I'm not even knowing the whole time the girl don't even like me. I'm not knowing the girl was just the girl been coming around. I'm not never knowing nothing until not too long ago. So thank you for choosing her. Because obviously something that you saw in her that you didn't, no, I take that back. Y'all saw something in me. But because of the drama, you chose to be on that side. And I am so thankful for that. I'm so thankful. It's a compliment. It's a compliment. But I didn't know you didn't like me. I did not know that. It's funny how you hear things. So, yes. So thank you for that. Thank you for that enlightenment because I didn't know I was still relevant. And it's okay. It's okay. I get it. Shit happens. But you can trust and believe. I did not want him. Do not want him. You had him. You got him and you wanted him. So you enjoy him, sister.